just a little bit. Well, maybe. Let me make sure we got this camera in a good position. There we go. We can see both of those now. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of DRD Live. This is really a super spur of the moment thing. We did not give much notice on this one, but we've been pretty excited about a couple of things and got some cool new products to talk to you guys about. So we thought we'd go ahead and try to get back into the habit of doing these. We keep saying that and then keep not doing it. So hopefully we have some cool stuff for you tonight and that you will enjoy the show. The big hot news in the wargaming scene right now, at least for those who are not entirely disenfranchised with Games Workshop, is for sure Shadow War Armageddon. This is the spiritual and literal successor in many ways to not Mordheim, Necromunda. There we go.
Yes, Necromunda.
In fact, many of the rules are exactly the same as they used to be in the old version of Necromunda, but it has been set in a new updated setting on the planet of Aramgeddon, and features not just mutated warbands, but all of the current day 40k armies and factions. So
yeah, I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, anything that can take 40k and turn it into a skirmish game is gonna at least have some kind of leg up for me. When they did Kill Team stuff, any new edition of Kill Team was worth trying out, in my opinion. Anything that can keep me from having to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on new models that are probably going to be gray plastic for a very long time before I get time
to get to them.
Yeah, but you know, as many people have said, one of the most attractive features of Shadow War Armageddon is definitely the fact that you have the opportunity to go purchase just about any single box, anything that you have been looking at for forever and thinking, boy, those models look really cool, but I don't want a whole orc army, or I don't want a whole Dark Eldar army, I don't want a whole whatever.
I don't want to paint a whole orc army.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't want to paint 400 boys and then find a way to transport them around. This gives you the opportunity to just pick up a handful of cool models and go on with your life. Games Workshop recently, I'm sure this is all rehashed, but it recently released a box set that had the rules in it and some terrain and a handful of models to be both of the opposing warbands in this game. They sold out in like 37 seconds. Yeah. And then Games Workshop has come out since and said, okay, in a couple of weeks we're going to release the rules in, I think, a hardback book or a softback book that has all of the day one DLC sort of stuff all rolled into one book and all consolidated into one thing.
All the day one DLC?
Yeah, man. Gotta get that day one DLC. No, but it was all free stuff. You know, they released a few core factions in the main book, and then, you know, you had your Space Marines, you had your Orcs, you had your other stuff. And then they instantly said, okay, well, you know, we really need to tie in all these other armies so that people don't feel left out. If you've got a player who's been playing, I don't know, Dark Eldar for forever, and that's the only kind of models they have, you release a game that lets you play in a whole completely new, different way, but you don't include anything for them. That's it's kind of a chump move there.
Kind of rough. Yeah, and they're adding. They announced even more factions than they've already released.
It's the Inquisition and the Sisters of Battle.
The hubbub I've heard, though, is that while Space Marine Scouts are cool, it'd be cool if you could take your Marines. I don't know.
You know, that is a surprise weird move.
I think what it was is they had a bunch of Scouts sitting on a shelf. They're like, can we make a game where we use Scouts?
And not Marines?
Yeah,
that's true. But didn't Chaos have Marines in their ranks for this game?
They do. Yeah,
because it's not just cultists.
So do Grey Knights.
Yeah,
and you can use a couple of Marines in the Scout list, but it's like a special operative that you get
right. Once you're into the campaign a little bit,
and you can only use it like, you know, it's a limited resource, so they don't permanently join your team. You can get a Terminator or a Death Watch Marine.
Don't you like buy them for a game and they go back into the ether?
Yeah. They're a limited resource.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So, with all that buzz going around, we've been thinking, how can we get in on some of this? Not only just from a player standpoint, but what can we do to make it easier for people to get started with this? I mean, we make lots of terrain, and we've been thinking about how to augment some of our lines to make it more playable for Shadow of War Armageddon. The obvious choice, in our opinion, is the Blackside X set, which is already platforms and catwalks that interlink together to make a mesh of gantryways and all kinds of things. But one of the key issues that I think you might run into for this game is a lack of really wide walkways. So, as prepared.
Hot off the press.
Hot off the press today.
Cut.
All right.
Just today.
So I think from this camera angle, you guys should be able to see maybe a little bit. But the big difference here is just the scale of the bridges for the most part, which means that we had to change the scale of the actual sides of these platforms. Do I have a model on hand just for size comparison? Of course I don't. Of course, the one time I need something within range.
There we go.
So, all right, we've got a 25 mil base there, and let me see what I can do on this side here. All right. Oh, wrong thing. So, you can see here we've got the nice new wide platform system and 25 mil bases, not taking up the entirety of it. I know that for the most part, this is kind of a no-brainer. You guys made a bigger one. Great, good for you. But I thought that it was an important modification for this game specifically, just because you can get a couple of models across, and it's not going to be so cramped that you can't do it. In fact, even in other games like Infinity, you might even be able to set some barricades and other things up on this that would give you some cover as you proceed down the gantryway. And it does still have the same old style bridges. I say old, the current style. Oh, sorry. Can't reach it. Okay, so yeah, this is still the same normal sized openings that you would get in the current model stuff. And we're not really sure when this is going to come out necessarily. Maybe we'll fast track it and get it out there real quick. But we wanted to make some transitional unit type stuff where you could have these big open gantryways and still connect to your existing terrain, or if you just wanted to mix and match if you're building a whole new table from the ground up. So they alternate around, so you've got a wide one, a narrow one, and so on around the hexagon there.
So we're going to do some slight redesigns on the entire line.
That is the idea. We're going to keep the big bridge idea for the vanilla Blackside X set.
So it's going to be a Blackside X expansion anyway. Like,
right.
If you've already got Blackside X.
If you've already got Blackside X, the new stuff will mesh with it. It'll look exactly like it is part of the same set. But the big thing is that I think we're going to try to retool a few of the details. Nothing structurally is going to change. It would still be compatible from the original Blackside X to the new stuff that we've nicknamed Blackside Armageddon right now. For
BSA.
BSA. Boy Scouts of America.
That's right.
So you got to be prepared.
You got to be prepared.
Yeah, man.
For the Armageddon.
For the Armageddon. With
they're gonna have
lots of catwalks and platforms.
It would be a very similar structural. Mm-hmm. If you had BSX, Blackside X, you could combine them.
Sure.
But the stylistic details on the panels will be different. That's the idea, right?
Yeah, and we'd be swapping out where you've got really specific
high sci-fi
here.
looking details with something a little more industrial.
Right. We'd be swapping things out for riveted panels and less design heavy sort of grading, stuff that's a little bit more utilitarian.
Because that looks very Blade Runner.
Sure.
High sci-fi.
Yeah, definitely.
As opposed to dark, grim, dark.
Yes, dark, grim, dark. So, I guess the next thing, aside from some new terrain that we're working on for this very lovely, very exciting new game from Games Workshop, is the where to put this? Where to put it? Are some models that we were fortunate enough to receive from Evilcraft Miniatures in Poland,
and they're gorgeous.
They are unbelievable.
They are so nice.
They are some of the best looking resin models that I have ever seen, hands down. And if we have time, we're going to try to assemble one on camera here. But for the most part, the most important thing that I want to show tonight, and I'm going to readjust. Where is my hand? There's my hand. To do tonight is just to show you guys how amazing these models look. Even just parts. I mean, it's staggering. It is absolutely staggering how good these models look. So let's cut over here, and we've got a couple of different kits. And the first one that we're going to take a look at is the Sorcerer kit. Let's have a look at these guys here. Let's make sure we're in focus. There we are. So we've got our helmet, a power axe of some kind, and this is part of the backpack. I think that these are arms here. Yeah, they are. Mm-hmm. And the other parts of the backpack, it looks like we have a couple of options. We've got these different pairs of arms here. So if you want something bigger and more flourishy, you've got these ones. If you want something a little bit more subdued, you've got these. I say subdued. They're covered in spikes and details and all kinds of little things. But it is an amazing amount of detail on these, and there's hardly any flashing or mold lines. There's a few spots you'll see here and there, but these will be really easy work to get together and to make them look good. Let's see here. Let's see if we can zoom in even more. Yeah.
I think those are additional pieces of the pack, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They are the...
Oh, gotcha.
How normally Chaos Marine backpacks have those giant jet things that come off the sides. You can see the flat spots under there. And then you've got these that I think, yeah, this is the flat area here that would glue on. So you've got these like double jet things, which I guess you could sub in as a jet pack if you wanted to, or the single jet backpack arms.
A lot of options and a lot of detail.
Actually, these ones have kind of a bat wing thing going on there, so you could probably use them if you wanted to do Night Lords or something sufficiently batty. So let's have a look at a couple of the other pieces. We've got the torso here, and it does look like we've got a little bit of deformation up here at the top. You'll have to, if that's the way yours shows up. I mean,
yeah, that was the only thing in the entire set, the entire box of pieces that we received that was a little off, but
a little bit of hot water and it'll straighten right back out. So let's see here. We've got our Necronomicon, our spell book with the face coming out.
The detail on the side of the book is my favorite. That book is awesome.
Which side?
Well, the face, just
Oh, the pages and everything.
Yeah, and then on the back end, I think it's got a Chaos Star on it.
Yeah, there's a Chaos Star. Just tons of detail everywhere. I love the face on there. That's excellent. And then let's see here. Let's look at the pauldrons. These are just absolutely bristling with cool details. You've got the ram skull with the chaos eye. So it's almost kind of an Eye of Horus, sort of. And then this guy here that's, a skull with weird lashings holding it onto the surface of the pauldron.
Yeah, it's pretty rock and roll.
It is. So, okay, let's look at the legs of this guy.
That's the thing that struck me, is that, I mean, Chaos Marines always look this way, but these models in specific, and you'll see some more of them in a minute,
sure, really
look like they belong on the front of a Man of War album cover. They've got that bolt thrower style of bodies piling up in front of them and explosions while metal's playing.
So it's a little hard to see on camera here, but there's some really nice, very fine detail work on this cloak. Let me see if I can hold it in a way that actually shows it off well. I think there's some on the reverse side too. Yeah, you can see it a little better there. But one of the other things that I noticed was with this cloak over so many others, it is really very thin, but not in necessarily a fragile way. It doesn't have that giant chunk in it.
The ridges. Generally, it's the folds that make ridges that make a thick piece.
But this feels and looks more natural, like natural cloth or leather or hide, as far as the way that it's folding up. Let's see what else we have here. We've got the little tabard loincloth piece. It's going to be hard for me to hold that and show you all the detail on it. But lots of really good chain work. There's nothing much on the back. And then we've got our hands and a bear head and some other chains and things. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing about this kit that is gonna be an issue. I can't even form my words right. It is a remarkable kit, and reasonably priced. This kit, I think in US dollars was about 30. It was like 29 and change
for that character. That's competitive.
Yeah, with Games Workshop, and I think this puts a lot of the clamshell plastic Games Workshop stuff to shame. I mean, the level of detail is insane.
Sure. The only downside is that you wouldn't want to leave this
sitting
in your car
right
on a hot day.
That's very true. I mean, this that is one of the downsides of resin. It also does come with, I didn't show this.
Yeah, that's a nice little base.
Where's my? Oh, yeah, and a little base. It's simple, but it's got the Evil Craft Studio logo on the bottom there. Yeah, there's just so much cool little details that are built into this that you may not even notice, until you're painting it and they start popping out at you. But Evilcraft sent us that character and 2 5-man units of other Chaos Marines, which I think, with the fortuitous timing of their arrival, may find themselves on the table in a Shadow War Armageddon
game
warband.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pin up some orcs or something to fight them.
Yeah, like a bunch of them.
Like a bunch of orcs. Yeah.
So
airbrush heavy orcs.
The Chaos Sorcerer, and then we also got a Chaos Veteran fire team and a Chaos Close Combat Veteran fire team.
Checking your notes there.
I am. I'm checking my notes. And each one of these sets is I don't know how much is a normal Games Workshop Space Marine box cost these days. I know it keeps going up and up and up a little bit. Are we at the 50 mark?
We're in that area. I haven't bought Space Marines in a long time, mind you. I've got a lot of Space Marines.
The 5-pack of both the Chaos Veteran fire team and the Close Combat fire team are, what am I going to say?
Paul Malley says 40.
40? Okay. Well, these are definitely not in the competitive range price wise. They are a boutique item. These are almost $60 for 5 of them. So
that is expensive.
It is very expensive. But on the plus side,
for resin, for bespoke resin bits, I have paid that much for Imperial Fist stuff. I've paid that much for Forge World.
Yeah, I mean, with Forge World, these prices are not ridiculous. You have kind of a an already on the market example of what this level of work can and should cost. Let's have a quick peek at some of the other parts from the fire team, and I'm not gonna spend a ton of time going over every single little part here.
I do think we should put together the source before we leave.
Let's see what we get.
Okay, let's see what we get.
Okay, so I'm just gonna pull a couple things out of some bags here, just so we can move through relatively quickly and take a quick look at these. I'm not gonna bother pulling the arms out. I don't know. There's a lot of detail on them. Let's set all these guys up, and then we got all of our weapons in the bag.
You're gonna get them all mixed up. Oh, we have to show them the swords.
Yeah,
the front of the
guard. This is that one, and there's two different styles here. But yeah, I'll pull out the good one. I'll pull out the cool.
Pull out the one that we were like, what?
Yeah. And then we got the bolt pistols and stuff here. I'll pull those out too. Okay, so let's have us a quick look over here. All right, so let's start with the chest pieces. So this is 3 of the designs that are included in this. Just with everything else, they are fantastically detailed, and I got hardly anything else to say other than that. Let's just
They're clean.
Look. Yeah,
I mean,
there's almost no mold lines. You're not gonna have to spend a lot of time.
It's gonna be minimal cleanup before you base them.
Sure. So here we got some bolt guns. I do like the style that they're going with here, and they're a little bit tattered. Like this barrel looks like it's been blown out a little bit. Either that, or it's got some kind of precise cuts in it that are, I don't know, supposed to look kind of like a muzzle brake. And then just covered in details. There's hardly a flat spot on them for wasted space. Up next we got the heads. Okay, so we got 5 different head styles for this bag, and I think that they only do 5. I'm not 100% positive on that, but I think these are the only 5 Chaos Marine heads they've got at the moment, aside from the Chaos Sorcerer guy.
They're pretty awesome looking. I like the variations in the horns,
sure,
and in the grill and eyes.
Yeah, I mean, you've got some almost got a couple of different sort of styles of like ram horn, and then you've got some more like horns that look a little bit more like bone, and then you've got this weird thing that looks like, I don't know, some kind of blade. But yeah, they're all very distinct and individual, and they've got,
I think the rhino helmets might, that one right there, the one with
the center,
the center one.
Yeah,
that is that's gonna go on a guy.
Yeah, well, they're all gonna go on a guy.
Well, there you
go. We don't have a whole lot of choices there. Okay, so here's our tabards, and mostly the reason that I wanted to show this, aside from it's got lots of cool details on it like everything else, I do really appreciate it when companies do things like this. You've got some pips on the back of these, 1, a 2, 3, a 4, and a 5, and those correspond to the legs, and you've got a 3 stamped there, so we know that will go with this tabard here. Since you can't really number the sprue like Games Workshop does,
oh wow,
it allows you to
that's a really neat detail.
To make sure you put them on the right guy so that it fits and it flows right. But I mean, take a look at these legs though; they're just covered in spikes.
I didn't even notice that when we looked at them last night. Hands down.
It's good thinking.
It's good thinking. I like that.
And
thoughtful for the person buying.
Company logo on the top of the legs. I love it. A little extra branding there. All right, so we got some pauldrons. All right, there we are. Cool. So gigantic, super spiky pauldrons, and we got 5 of these, and then we got 5 of the blank ones. So you've got space for your chapter decals and things like that. But these are pretty intense.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, that is pretty metal.
They are aggressive too. I mean, and there's a lot of depth.
Definitely.
Great for shading, great for dry brushing.
is definitely something you don't see in plastics. You don't see something where, let me turn this way, where you got that much stuff coming off. I mean, the undercut on that is huge. You could almost never do that in a single piece in plastic.
Exactly, the mold just wouldn't.
No, it just wouldn't work that way. Yeah. You'd have to mold the spike as a separate piece and glue it on, and that's a tiny little fiddly piece. You know you're going to lose.
Or break off.
And lose. And yes, all of the above. All right, so we've got our hands with a pistol grip and an open hand for holding bolters or a variety of different weapon options. I do like that they are separate from the arms, just because it makes it a lot easier to pose and customize. Though for novice hobbyists that can be kind of a pain, but it definitely does give you a lot more options when you're posing them.
Would you pin those, or you just glue them?
I just glue them. They're resin. Resin's good
Pretty
at
light.
holding. Yeah, and you're not gonna. You're probably more likely to break the resin than you are to break the glue seam. So here's some more backpacks. Also, just completely laden with details. Looks like I got a hair or a piece of lint or something. There we go. Lots of horns and some kind of demon skull. Top of that one. Just really a step above the standard plastic kits. If you are interested in having a truly remarkable looking set of models for a small scale game, or if you want to pony up and just go crazy and do a whole army like this, you could, and man, would they look good.
Or if you wanted to make a centerpiece unit for an existing army.
Yeah, and these are sized and would mesh very easily with
they are a little more true scale.
They're a little bit bigger, but if you wanted to do these as Chosen or something, they would be entirely appropriate.
That's the idea.
They got a little bit of mutation going on, and that would work well. So we got our bolt pistols here. I know that we've worked hard to get a really nice close-up camera on these and to show you the details, but you're never going to be able to appreciate just how good these are unless you see them in person. There's just so much more depth in the detail that we can't even quite show you here, just because they're so fine and so small. Okay, so Joe, your favorite thing.
Yep.
We got the sword. We got our chain sword here.
I like chain swords.
But the really cool part is that hand guard.
It's super cool.
I mean, I didn't notice it at first, and then started turning it and realized that they had sculpted a little sliver of a skull face into the edge of that. I mean, that's fantastic.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it is really cool.
I think it should be bronze or gold.
Yeah, for sure. Just covered in blood.
So awesome. Yeah. I mean, chain swords are ridiculously.
They don't work.
It's a ridiculous weapon, but if it's gonna be ridiculous, it better look good.
Yeah, it better be the best ridiculous it can be.
That's right.
So
excellent stuff.
All right, I'm gonna rebag these guys up real quick
so you don't get them mixed for later.
Yeah. Now those were the close combat fire team.
Let's take a look at the.
There's so much repeat between them. I don't think it's really necessary.
Can we see the bolters at least?
Yeah. I think they're the same bolters that we had for these.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. I'm almost positive. The big difference is that they've also got, or they've got the swords, but the swords are in scabbards, and I'm gonna take a quick peek and just make sure I'm not forgetting any other major differences. These do come with 32 mil bases, so that is nice. Yeah, same bolters there, and yeah, we've got all the swords are in scabbards. Same legs and tabards there, same shoulder pads. Essentially, your close combat squad just has their stuff drawn. That's the big difference.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, real easy. It'd almost be easy enough, I think, to just buy the close combat squad, and then if you didn't want them to be drawn, Chaos Marines aren't going to be. They're not OSHA certified. They don't care about.
They're not OSHA certified.
They don't care about safety in the workplace.
They don't. No.
Yeah, they're not going to worry about a scabbard. They're just going to stick it on their belt and keep on rocking and rolling.
Do they have belts?
I think. Pretty sure. They got armor.
Okay, I gotta ask you a question.
Yeah.
Something that's always bothered me.
Okay.
Where do Space Marines keep their spare magazines?
Their spare magazines. I mean, in their like little holster things.
How many Space Marines have you seen who are holding a bolter
Uh-huh.
with one magazine in, and then they're just armor? A lot of
That's
Space
true.
Marines
That's
that
true.
way.
So I mean, but maybe they only need a few bullets to get the job done.
Okay. All
Maybe.
right. That's what we want to think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not saying that's the way it is. I'm just saying that's the way it might be.
Okay. Fair enough.
It could be true.
It could be true. Yeah. Maybe there's a lot more ammo in that than I think.
Yeah. A lot more fist-sized bullets than you think.
You know. Sure. Exactly. That's right. Little missiles.
Yep. Little tiny missiles.
Cool.
Okay. So, why don't we put the sorcerer together?
Let's put the sorcerer together.
Yeah.
So while we're setting up to do that, Austin, we just got back, and everyone's had a video about Adepticon. That was a slick move.
There we go. We're set up now.
That was quick.
Yeah.
I'll
tell you a story.
how was Adepticon for you?
Oh, I loved it. It was good as it always is.
It was the best convention I have ever been to.
Really?
Yeah. I've been to a lot of conventions.
That's
not
praise.
wargaming conventions. And despite the fact that we all got a little sick.
Deathly sick.
Adam got deathly sick.
Everybody else got just mostly sick.
It was a blast. It really was.
Yeah.
A lot of great people, a lot of great vendors, a lot of great products.
It's true. You know, before we started going as vendors, that was my shopping trip for the year. I would go there and I would just go to see what kind of new miniatures are out, what kind of cool stuff could I find to bring back for the gaming group, and anybody who had the misfortune of coming with me would probably be suckered into buying an army of everything that I was buying. I would
and no exception this year.
Yeah. No.
Arena Rex.
Yeah, Arena Rex.
Arena Rex got our money.
It did.
They're beautiful models.
They are also some really stunning resin work.
Yeah. Arena Rex, and I think we all walked away with a fair bit. I got a lot of stuff from TNT. Just on a test.
Yeah, you did demos with them.
I did some demos with them. They were great guys. Joey, he's a great guy, and all his guys were super awesome. And
making a really good game.
We got to speak with the Frostgrave people and Osprey, and they were really excellent people too. Yeah. And enjoyed interacting with all of friends from Mini Wargaming and Simon
Ash
and
Owen from over at the
Games and it just, man, it was a rock and roll trip. And then the pizza. That pizza put me down.
Yeah. I've never before had pizza that I couldn't make it through the second slice on.
I haven't either. It was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough.
It was a lot of pizza. All right, so I'm going to try to refocus here with what we're doing. Come on now. All right. So let's have a look. Whoop. We got ourselves a handful of pieces here. Let's see what we have and what we want to do. All right. Zoom in. All right, let's go ahead and clean this guy up. We'll take all the sprue off the bottom of this guy.
I'm so glad we bought some extra snips.
Yeah, we bought a bunch of extra snips.
We have like 5 pairs, but
we only ever know where 2 or 3 of them are at a time.
And the other day we were like, we don't know where any of them are.
So we went out and bought a mess of them.
A mess of snips.
You know, there's certain things in my life where I need them a lot all the time, and it frustrates me to no end when I cannot find the thing I need. So I end up continuously buying more of them until I get to a point where I can't not have them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's a critical mass.
Yeah.
One's going to be somewhere.
Now, I do notice here that the base that comes with the Sorcerer is a 25 mil base.
Oh, is it?
It is a 25
it's
mil
supposed
base.
To a 32.
It's supposed to a 32. I think I might nab one of the 32s from the other bag and just base him on that for now and keep that for somebody else who might want it. and then I'll just replenish that later. So let's go ahead, tack this guy's legs down, and we can get started on figuring out what kind of things to arm him with. There we are. So he can stay.
All the distinctive aroma of Zip Kicker.
It's true. Did I get some on my finger already? Wow. Okay. So, I think we need to zoom out just a touch there. Okay. We got that. And what weapon options do we have? We've got a couple things here. We've got the nice big staff thing. We got a power axe. Got a bolt pistol. We've got a plasma pistol. Excuse me. Joe, what do you think?
Oh, he's got to have the staff. He's a sorcerer. Okay, but
what? Sure. Okay, so let's get the staff out of here.
He's got to have the staff.
You know, I guess you could potentially assemble him as something other than the sorcerer. I mean, he could just be a
champion.
Yeah, some kind of champion. He's a little too fancy for just an aspiring champion, but you could definitely have this as an HQ in your Chaos Army, or some kind of warband leader for Shadow Aramgeddon.
I definitely think he needs to be a warband leader.
Sure. You know, that name of the game is like starting to bleed into one word for me.
Shadow Aramgeddon.
Shadow Aramgeddon?
Yeah.
Shadow Aramgeddon.
When he was getting ready to do the title card for this video, he
spelled it like 4 times.
It was S-A-H. Shadow Aramgeddon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Shadow War?
So yes, Shadow War.
It is a Shadow War because I don't have a book yet. That's why I'm sad.
Let's see here. I'm gonna say plasma pistol.
Yeah, no, I think totally.
Yeah,
that's.
Why would you not?
Without a question, you need to pin things. Maybe, I don't know. It's better than a bolt pistol, and it
doesn't cost that much more.
And looks good.
Look good. It's good for you.
Look good. Good for you. Mm-hmm. If that don't work, sling a spell at it.
Mm-hmm. At least a tennis ball or something.
Probably.
All right. So now here's the next question. We got 2 head options. We got unhelmeted. We got helmeted.
I got a question for you.
Yeah. What's that?
Okay. Which Chaos God does this guy spend his time talking about?
That's a good question. Because
I think that's going to affect which head you pick.
I think it's Nurgle. So I think unhelmeted, because he wants to breathe in the aroma, you know,
of all his followers. I think Slanesh.
Yeah.
And unhelmeted.
Okay.
If it was Korn, I'd go with the helmet.
That's fair. That is a very corny helmet.
Yeah. But I think the unhelmeted is the way to go, because you're going to be able to do some nice pallid purples.
Yeah. I'll zoom in and have a quick look at this guy, just so you guys can really see the details on him.
He looked like he had a bad day.
Yeah.
Looked like he had some horns on his head.
That's true.
He's a little upset, a little sad.
He got stuff coming out of his head. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff coming out of his head. Look at that.
Look like he's grimacing.
Grimdarken.
He's grimdarkened left and right. Are those cables coming out of his head?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, man.
Oh, come on, Zoom. This turned into like a bad 70s movie. How much zooming we're doing? All right, we need a dedicated camera operator. That's what we
need a lot of things. This is a high quality production every time.
I don't know what you're talking about. How did I mess this up so badly?
Turn off the focus assist. There you go. It ain't.
That was the problem. I turned off the focus assist while it was out of focus on my arm in front of the lens.
Okay, there we go.
All right, we're better. We're better now. All right. Just gonna clean that up a little bit. Okay, we do have a little bit of a mold line down here. I think this is the part where we put our money where our mouth is, essentially. and try to put one of these together and just see how many mold lines we
I mean,
do
we've been
actually
saying they
find.
look awesome. They're not that mold liney, but
You know, you're gonna find mold lines here and there, but the key place is up here at the top where you don't want any mold lines because that's where all the details are.
yeah, that's what
And
you're
it's
gonna
also
see.
yeah, it's the part you're gonna see the most of. Okay, so we got the head chosen, and we got our staff all picked out. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna clip out that guy, and I guess. Whoop, whoop.
You need to figure out which arm each of those pauldrons go on.
That's true. I'm not sure if
It matters.
it matters.
It does to me. You know why?
Why is that?
OCD.
Okay, well then you be looking it up.
I'll look it up real quick. I'm gonna go look it up.
All right, so now he's got his Necronomicon. And all right, so what kind of backpack we want? We want the
double.
Bigger's better.
Bigger's better, buddy.
Mm-hmm. BBB.
Is that right?
Bigger. It's better, buddy. That doesn't count for
That
me.
is doesn't.
Yes, that doesn't.
Ooh, it's been a long day, hasn't it?
Uh-huh.
You having a
Aren't
hard
you so glad that we decided to do the
this
show?
I know. I mean, I love doing it.
Yeah.
I would do it regardless. Okay, so it looks like on the photos for the miniature,
I'm so sad we don't get to use this axe now.
the one with the ram horn. Let me see the
Mhm.
two.
So this guy here.
Would be left shoulder.
So, okay, so that's the left.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So that's his left. All right, cool, got it.
Yeah, it'd be his left shoulder.
His left shoulder.
His left shoulder,
All right, so
which is
this guy.
reversed from what? Yeah.
His left shoulder. Okay. All right, so we don't need that. We're not going to use the bolt pistol. All right, I'm just going to inspect these things real fast and see if there's anything else we need. He's got a crazy looking little hand thing here. Doing some kind of spell.
Some little spell thing.
Yeah.
We could do the spell thing.
Yeah. I guess he could also be gripping the book with that hand. I can't really tell here.
The book has to go on him.
Oh, of
somehow.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to have. That's where his spells are.
Does he get the frag and the crack grenade?
Uh,
I don't think that's very sorcerer, or not sorcerer. Yeah, he's a sorcerer. He's a sorcerer.
I mean, we could give him a frag and crack grenade.
Yeah.
You know how many times in my life I wish I had a frag or a crack grenade? Multiple times.
At least once.
And I would be upset if the modeler who was modeling me didn't give me one because he was lazy.
All right, so let's give the old snip here.
It's amazing what I can make him do.
Trying to guilt me into.
Giving him grenades? He's a warrior. He needs them.
Uh-oh.
Did you break it?
No. The little area that's holding the grenades together is very small. So I started torquing on it and it started to pull apart. But that's okay. We're good. We saved the day.
Save the day.
And there we are, little grenades. Okay, so let's start actually gluing some stuff together here. Oh, we do need to clean up the bottom edge of this. There's a little chunk of resin in there from where it was connected to the sprue before.
I mean, these guys have done some amazing work.
They really have, and you know, I saw some of their very initial stuff and thought it looked amazing, but I was not necessarily in a place to need a whole bunch of really amazing looking.
I've seen your
models.
house. I know what you have in here.
That's true.
You've got a lot of models.
Yeah. And they asked if I wanted to do a review, and I said sure. So I got to see it up close and personal. All right. Oh, we still got a little more. Still got a little more schmutz down here. Okay. So now we got to glue on these guys. But I guess I need to clean up any of the stuff that's on that little flat surface there first. That's actually a lot flatter than I thought it would be. Okay. Anybody talking in chat right now?
No, it's not. It's not been a very chatty night. If anyone has any questions or thoughts, feel free to speak up.
No worries. And if you're watching this as a recording, just drop a comment. We'll get back to you. Okay. So I think that these things are mirror images of each other. But, oh, I didn't notice that was sprue bit there. A little something going on.
I'm sitting here looking at their veteran squad. It's got all the same pieces. It's just so good.
Yeah.
I mean, really quality stuff. Anyway,
I guess one of the other reasons why I didn't immediately pick some up on my own was just I'm sort of a stickler aesthetically for having things in full sets, and because the first few models out are not, they don't make a whole army, and now this certainly could.
This certainly could.
Yeah, at least the bulk of one. All right, so let's see if we can drop this in place real quick like.
Another thing I wanted to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
maybe if we have time we can show, I'm not sure if they're up here, is while we were at Adepticon, like so many others, we got a box of the new Fantasy Flight.
Those are at Adams.
Those are at Adams?
Yeah.
Rune Wars miniatures game.
Yeah.
I'll do a video on those because those came together so nice and they look really good.
Yeah. They were surprisingly easy to put together. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
I just realized that there's a little place where these hoses match up on the back, and I wasn't lining it up correctly on that first one because I didn't see them. All right.
Can you gently correct it?
Yeah, I popped it off.
Okay.
Here we are. There we are. Okay,
that is an impressive backpack.
That is a really big backpack. So there we are. That looks really nice. If you are really into the painting and hobby aspect of this hobby.
Well, some people are not. They're war gamers.
Yeah.
In the gamiest of senses.
Right. If you are more into, or at least somewhat into, the hobby aspect of these games, you have an absolute field day with these models. They have so much detail, so many places to try out new techniques, and I think that they're really fun. Okay, I'm gonna risky move here. I'm just gonna pry these back just
a really risky move.
There we go. Okay,
did you do it?
That worked out. It's a bold move, Cotton.
Bold move, Cotton.
It worked out this time.
Now, normally, if you weren't shooting from the hip, would you use warm water or a heat gun to do that?
For this particular kit, I would say hot water, and the reason that I say that is because with resin, the less heat you pump into it, the better. Just because you might accidentally misform other parts. So just a little bit of hot water. Dip it in. Don't burn your hands on the hot water, obviously. But you could hold it by the bottom, dip just those pieces in, just the little parts that were misshapen in, and then pull it out and reshape it and hold it in place and run it under cold water. And that'll get it all set. But yeah, a heat gun is like taking a shotgun to
I like shotguns.
Kill a fly. Probably won't work so well, and it'll damage everything around it.
Are you suggesting that maybe I shouldn't use a shotgun?
I'm saying you shouldn't use a shotgun
to kill a fly.
I
think it is the only way to kill a fly, frankly. If you're gonna kill it, you want to kill it dead.
That's true. But, you know.
That's why you do the modeling?
That, yes.
Okay.
That is what I did. Why I did.
And
what
I'm
I did.
sitting here on the laptop. I got you.
Got it all figured out. All right. So, let's see here. I'm trying to figure out if there's a specific way that this poses best. I think maybe at an angle probably be. Yeah, okay. Let me just throw that around. That's fine. All right. So I'm thinking if we have him kind of at like a 3/4. We're not on screen. 3/4 pose.
3/4 pose. Let's take a look at my. Oh.
Let me see if I can. Yeah. Okay. Just spread that around just a little bit. Okay.
Is building this getting you excited about Shadow War Armageddon?
Maybe a little bit. I don't even know if I'll necessarily play a lot of Chaos in Shadow War Armageddon. Okay. The contact points here are not plentiful. Alright, let's see if we can put a little more glue down, maybe bridge some of these gaps. Okay, don't want to overdo it. So, alright.
Yep, little zip kicker.
I'm going to put just a tiny little bit of zip kicker on there. Cool. Ta-da! Okay. So now in his left hand, we've got Le Staff. So I guess we're going
to. Where the magic's at.
Yeah. In the sinister hand. All right. So
Would you fit the staff to the arm before you put the arm on the body?
I don't think I would, just because you could run the risk of placing it in a way that if you pose it the way that looks natural, the staff is hitting below the ground. If it were a pistol or something, I might do it, just because I know that you're not going to accidentally have... Okay, so here's another cool thing. You actually have ball joints on the arms, not flats, ball joints.
That's
so
awesome.
You get way more
range of motion.
And
a better
way.
fit. Better fitment.
Better fitment?
Better fit. Yeah, fitment.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, fitment's a thing.
Okay.
It fits better.
So here's the question now. With the way that this works, do we have it out like that? Do we have it down more relaxed? I mean, I guess the question is, do we want him with the staff turning it sideways and like zapping somebody?
Like you're a wizard, Harry?
Yes, like you're a wizard, Harry. Or do you want him, shell not passing?
I think
These are the questions of our times.
Boy, this is the stuff that gets us caught up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say he's pulling a Harry.
Okay, cool.
A Harry Dresden.
Oh. Redirect.
He's gonna catch everything on fire.
Yep. Entirely accidentally. Okay, so I'll put a little glue down on that arm socket. And I'm gonna have this kind of kicked up a little bit.
Also, because it's gonna make it easier to paint that.
It's true. It'll be farther away from his body, and we can use the airbrush to make some cool lightning effects or what have you. Ooh.
We got some Joker commenting on here.
Who is it? Which one is it?
He says, "I feel like you guys are missing a key piece of the crew. Where's the funny guy?"
Yeah, I'm sure it's the funny guy asking that question.
How did you know?
And he's at home
because he,
it
was a bridge too far to come join us.
It apparently was.
Yeah, I mean, no, I can't believe he did that. He's skipping out on us.
Entirely unreliable, that man.
He is. I can't even.
Yep. I guess spending time mowing his yard, which apparently
is
was
more
a jungle,
fun than this.
and hanging out with his wife. I mean,
Well, okay, I'm not gonna go there.
oh, apparently, that's not how this goes. Apparently, his grip is way up at the top of the thing. So,
are we still okay?
Yeah, we're fine. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't know, man.
Fair enough. Okay, so yeah, you can see here. I thought for some reason that he was gripping closer.
He could
down
still
there.
be shooting it from like the tip of the skull.
Sure.
Yeah. And give it like an aggressive bend.
Let's see here. Can we do that? Yeah, we can do that. Time to get some glue in here. Oh man, this accelerator already in there. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah.
I like how you raced yourself there. Good job. Good job.
All right. So we got that.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah.
A little OSL on that skull would be really cool.
Zap, 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 zap,
Zap, zap, zap.
All right. So now let's get that all cleaned up here. And so we do have the option here. We could have him, you know, waving his hand at somebody or some such nonsense instead of having the plasma pistol out, and we just have the plasma pistol like on his belt or something. I think that could be cool. That, or you know, just have the plasma pistol shooting somebody. I don't know.
What
do you think?
I don't think he's going to be casting a spell and shooting.
No,
I don't think so. Maybe.
Okay, so let's just have him like hand waving at somebody. Did I already cut it off? No, there it is. All right.
Or if he's holding the plasma pistol, I would have it down.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, and he's looking in the direction of the staff. That way, it indicates that he is casting as opposed to akimbo staff pistoling.
That's fair. I mean, I've already made my decision here.
You have?
Yeah. I mean, we're putting.
I don't want him to pull a cipher, is what I'm saying. You're putting a hand.
I'm putting a hand on
Are
there.
you going to put a book in the hand?
If in fact
It fits.
it fits.
If it fits, it sits.
If it fits, it sits.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Come on. All right. So let's get. I'm trying to get just a little bit of accelerator in there. Okay, cool. So we got that. So this is what our hand looks like here. So he's all Curse of the Mummying. That, or I don't know. I think that book will fit in there. Let's give it a shot. Let's see if it does.
See what happens.
It totally does. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So let's go ahead and glue the book into the hand first.
That's a good idea.
And then we can pose it that way. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Can we do it? Oh my god, don't glue my hand to it. Come on. Glue his hand to it, not mine. Oh! Okay, this is going.
The book's upside down.
Oh my goodness.
I noticed the face was upside down as you did. I had to see it on the video, but it was delayed. I could have just said nothing.
That's why the face is screaming, because it was upside down.
That's what it was, yeah.
Totally. Oh my goodness. Why do you hate me so much, you tiny, tiny plastic hand? I guess, okay, hold on. What's he doing? Is he like shaking the book at somebody? Is he like...
Yeah, no, he's gonna throw the book at somebody.
Okay.
But he's gotta have it. That's where the power comes through the book, right? Into his hand, around his body, and then out the staff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
Why don't they just give the staff to the book then? It's got a face.
Books don't. I mean, they may have faces, but they don't talk. They can't walk. Ain't got no legs. Ain't got no power armor. You gotta have it on a dude. You know how this works.
Do I?
No, apparently not. I mean, I'm having to break this to you, Austin. That's how books are. They don't have power armor.
They don't? They got covers.
They got covers, yeah. It's a dust cover. Chris is asking if that Joe guy is single. He's a sweet piece.
I don't know.
Yes and yes.
Oh, boy.
Let's take a look at it.
Yep.
Let's give it a close up and see what people say.
Oh, boy. So... we're recording, but okay. So it looks like he's trying to return a book to a library, to a librarian.
You still glued it upside down?
No, I didn't.
Oh, did you not?
His face is on there, not in an upside down fashion. It is flat. There's no such thing as upside down when it's flat.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right. So let's glue this head in here.
Chris says pay them late fees.
All right. Well, that's like almost a whole model there. Still got to put the pauldrons on, and this is for his left shoulder.
That book is killing me.
It's gonna keep killing you.
Yeah.
It's on there.
It ain't coming off.
Okay, so we got that. And we got this one. What is going on here? Do we have some kind of weird thing that didn't get trimmed?
Occlusion.
This isn't working out so well.
You can do it. I trust you.
I got the clumsy fingers right now.
I believe I Habib in you.
You Habib in me?
Yeah, I've seen you build a Space Marine before. I know you can do it. I mean, I think you can do it.
Yeah. We'll find out.
Chris doesn't think you can do it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that right, Chris?
Yep, that's what he said.
Mm.
He said you can't do that, Austin.
Apparently you're right.
He didn't say that. I'm just starting shit.
Okay. So, got lots of armor on. Ooh. We got some kind of loincloth tabard thing. Just put a little glue on here.
I've always thought people in full power armor, like fully sealed suits, need loincloths. That's why I like Black Templars. You know, if you're going to wear a fully enclosed, environmentally sealed suit, you should cover that suit with a cloth to keep it warm.
You're probably right. Okay. I got Attack of the Dumb Fingers.
Chris does say glue that groin.
Glue that groin.
Quote, unquote.
Alright. Alright, Chris. I'm going to need you to calm down. Pump the brakes.
Yeah, pump the brakes, Chris. Mister, I gotta mow a lawn.
Alright, so we got that now. So then, let's see. Well, our grenades split up.
Hashtag glue that groin. He started that.
Please don't.
I don't think it's going to go very far.
It probably won't.
I hope not.
Alright, so, alright, you want some more groin glue in there, Chris? We'll put a grenade right over here.
A grenade?
They split up, man.
Is it a crack or a frag?
Frag.
That's probably more useful.
We'll just leave that crack grenade off.
That's fine. He doesn't. He's got
Alright.
power.
So we got cool stuff going on there. All right.
He's literally throwing the book at them,
or returning it to the library.
That's fair.
All right. So what else do we have? We got that plasma pistol that we were talking about putting on his belt here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Fancy plasma pistol. I just need to make sure I didn't miss any
Stuff to clean.
Little bits. All right. So I'm guessing that probably needs to go on his right side, because that would be the side that he would probably draw that from.
Paul Malley asks, if the cupboard from the Indian in the Cupboard movie book were real, what would you do or pay for it?
If it had to come live in my house, I would pay someone not to bring it here.
You don't want that trouble?
No. That... I am stunned to silence by the sheer violence that would ensue with all of the horrible, malformed, crazy looking models full of weapons and terrible, terrifying things. I would not wish that on myself or anyone.
I'd find it really funny, but I don't have to live here.
That's true. I mean, it would be like the worst version of toy soldiers.
Mo would really be upset.
Yes, my cats would. I don't know. Rats might eat them, especially if they were made of like real organic things when they were in that other form.
But he wouldn't be able to chew through the power armor.
I don't know.
He'd probably take a plasma bolt to the face. No offense to your cat.
That's true, but at that scale, it might not be
Just
that
some
bad.
singed hair.
Yeah, okay. It's like magnifying glass sun sort of thing.
Chris says looks like he's saying pick a hand.
Pick a hand?
Yeah. Pick the book or the staff. Which one you want?
He's playing the worst game of guess which hand it's in.
Yeah. That's exactly what he's doing.
Alright. Son of a gun. I'm going to...
You're like a glue master, you know that? It's like... It's something else to watch you work.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome, bud.
Alright, guys. Let's take a look at what we've got here. We do have this cloak that we can put on him, but I think that would probably be best suited to be put on after painting. Just because you want to get some of this detail back here. I think this is a remarkably cool looking model. Lots of good detail to paint. Lots of really interesting different surfaces to try different techniques on. I'm pretty excited about this. I mean, this guy probably won't ever see the field in Shadow War Armageddon just because he's too badass.
He's not really in the Shadow War.
No, he's like...
He's on the front lines.
He's the Ubermensch, like,
right,
when it comes to all the other grunt people. So, I'll just have him off on the side, criticizing their every move.
He's a cheerleader.
In the way that Chaos does, which is to criticize their every move.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Good job.
So.
Good job. Good job.
All right, guys. Well, we want to thank you for joining us for the show tonight, or whenever you watched it. We're gonna, I guess, try to do these at least twice a month now. Every other Tuesday, I think we were talking about.
Sounds pretty good.
I think we'll try to stick to that schedule. So every other Tuesday, and we're probably going to aim for some time like 8 p.m. Eastern time, just so that people can get off. Maybe 8:30, because then it'd be 5:30 on the West Coast. Mm-hmm. People have a chance to like leave work, get home, kind of thing. So I think 8:30 is probably a good thing. Every other Tuesday. So 2 weeks from now, Tuesday, we'll have another episode at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you're watching this afterwards, make sure to, I guess now too, like the video, subscribe to the channel so you get notifications. And I think that you actually have to hit that little bell thing now to get notifications about when new things happen or when we're going live with things. So definitely do that so you can join us and interact with us while we're doing our live shows.
Share with your friends.
Yes, also share it here on Facebook, wherever you want to share it with your friends. Get them in on the action. We also have the Blacksite X terrain that is already exists. Most of it is up on our website, deathraydesigns.com. Check it out there. We'll have the new stuff that we were talking about up within a week or two. There's not a whole lot of design stuff left to do on that. We just gotta cut some, take some pictures of painted versions, and we'll put some notifications out on Facebook, and I'm sure that we'll probably show it off in the next show too. And,
Blacksite Armageddon.
Yes, Blacksite
Be
Armageddon.
on the lookout for it. It's going to be awesome.
Yep, it's going to be slightly different from the other stuff.
but I mean,
yeah, it'll be
it's
cool.
going to be more thematically appropriate for Armageddon.
I know. I was being silly, but it will be more thematically appropriate for the game, and we'll have some wider gantry ways to be a little bit more playable
for a melee.
Yeah, I mean that was the thing that we were really concerned with was can you get a bunch of models into a melee on one of these gantry ways, and in the old ones, it's tough.
Oh, Infinity, you're mostly.
Sure.
Almost always
shooting. Yes.
Yes.
So. All right, guys. Well, before we ramble on into some other topic, we'll sign off for the night. Thank you again, and have a good evening.
Happy wargaming.